So far in the course, we learned about selecting and attaching events, which is all great, but to create dynamic web applications, we need to learn how to create and manipulate the DOM dynamically. So as we learned from a previous dev course, the HTML code can be represented in a tree-like format, which you see right in front of you. So what we need to learn now is how can we create new content on the fly. For example, if we wanted to create new paragraph and add it to the DOM, how can we do that? Likewise, if we wanted to delete the existing elements on the page, how can we do that? Likewise, if we wanted to update the existing elements on the page, for example, change the text inside of a paragraph and things like that, how can we do that? So that's what we'll hope to learn now. One such useful method provided by jQuery to us is the HTML method. This method can be used to both set as well as get the HTML content of any given HTML element. So let's take an example to understand this. Say if we have structure which looks like this, which is simply a paragraph which has an ID and it has some content inside of it. So as you can see on the right, the word is bolded because my word is wrapped around the B tags or the bold tags. So we know this. To obtain the existing HTML content, as I said, we will make use of the HTML method. So if to the dollar I pass the pound para, which is the ID of a paragraph, and then call the HTML method on it, what that will give me back is the HTML content inside of my pound para. So in this case, we obtained what you see on the right. Likewise, to set or update the existing HTML content inside of an HTML element, we will again make use of the HTML method. So I'll select my paragraph, the pound para, and then to the HTML method, I will supply a string. This string can be anything. It can be text. It can be any HTML structure. So with the HTML method, we can both get as well as set the HTML structure provided the element. Likewise, we have the text method. So the text method can be used both to get and set the text content. This is very similar to HTML, but there is one difference which we'll learn now. We have a very similar structure like we had before, so nothing special here. To obtain the text content inside of any given HTML element, we simply use the text method. Just like in the previous slide, we learned about the HTML method. Likewise, we have the text method, which can be used to obtain the contents as text, uh, provided the specifier. In this case, pound para. Similarly, to set or update the text inside of any specifier, we again make use of the text method. So the only difference between HTML and the text is that uh, everything will be treated as text only. But with the HTML method, if we go back, you can see when I supplied the sum, then I had B tags, then I had the word new wrapped in my B tags. The resultant HTML, the word the new was bolded because that's what I supplied to my HTML. But for the text, everything is treated as text only. So that's the key difference between text and HTML in jQuery. Likewise, we have the remove method. The remove does exactly what it sounds like. It can be used to remove elements from the DOM. So let's take an example. If we have HTML structure which looks like this, if I want to remove, say, paragraph 2, which has an ID of para 2, I can simply use the remove method And what this will do, it will remove the second paragraph from a DOM for me. So that's the remove method for you.